Welcome everybody to another episode of We're Not Afraid of the Dark. Here we are at the Renegade virus, which some sources say was the first episode of season 4. Some say Cutter's Treasure, but we're putting this at number 3 right now.
Man, I am either tired or drunk or both.
You ever got 2 more episodes to do, right?
I know.
All right. Show your best enthusiasm.
This is it. Here I am.
All right.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Got it. The episode is directed by Ron Oliver, written by Andrew Mitchell and Joe Lewis and Ben. It's felt a lot of hoopty over there. Ben, what are you drinking? The whole damn pouch? Jesus.
A long pour.
Here, baby, top
Long
me off.
pour.
Yeah. We're going to see if they kick walk. Somebody give me another shot of that Secret rum.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, let's do this
Really?
quick. Yeah, we have to fucking drink on this podcast now. It's
Jesus
part of our
Christ.
personality.
Okay, hold on.
Ben's going to play bartender while I walk
See,
everybody
that's
through this.
part of the problem is we haven't been drinking nearly as much as usual here these last couple months.
Well, it's
Mhm.
because.
So,
This is our first day recording in like 2 months almost.
yes.
Well, it's because.
He gets up at 5:45.
5:45. I go to bed at 10 at night, and then.
So he's like going to bed by 10 o'clock. Actually, right now, the way that our schedules are with my current job, we don't even see each other except for like kisses goodnight and before he leaves in the morning between like Monday night at 10 o'clock and Thursday evening when he gets home.
Mm-hmm.
Or just think the hard work will pay off.
It will.
Yeah.
I hope.
When we get supported on
We're
Patreon,
trying
and we can
to
quit
not
our
be
jobs.
poor.
Yeah, Ben wants to mention his Patreon again. This episode starts out with the Minnesota asking why Gary
I'm a
is late.
domestic engineer.
Someone says he has a virus. I think it's Tucker, since he would know this. Every time he tries to print something, it gets deleted. And that's when Gary shows it was like 3.5-inch floppy disk.
Hell
Actually, most of
yeah.
them. Yeah. Well, Frank makes a comment here. The only thing scary about computers are the people who use them. And this is before the days where everybody had a computer in their homes. I mean, back in the early 90s, I don't think I knew anybody with a computer in the house.
We had
No.
one.
And it was late
was later.
90s before
Yeah.
it was even common for some people to have them.
Yeah, I think in 96, 97 is when it actually became like a known household item. So we're a few years away. Although we did use computers in schools back then. I think the first one I used was like some
Not
type
my
of
school.
Apple II. Some like monochrome monitor was what I used like elementary school. But
That's not
Tandy had the fucking contracts in our school system, so we had Tandy computers.
There's.
I legitimately had the big block, like Oregon Trail shit.
Oh, we all had Oregon Trail,
Yes,
baby.
With the
There's your
green-
shot, Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Here. Cheers.
Yeah, and we are video now.
What ails you?
Our YouTube account is in the show notes if you want to see the visuals that happen in the studio here nowadays. Of course, we also has our audio supplement. Gary's telling the story, and he told one with Frank. So here we are, 3 in a row. Oh shit! Maybe this was supposed to be episode 4.
Mm-mm.
See, the things get
Mm-mm.
confusing.
Mm-mm.
What are you
Just don't say numbers.
What are you talking about? All right. Well, it's in season 4.
Quiet
that's nice.
Librarians 4.
Okay, I watched them in order last night.
You
And
said
Quiet Librarian was the last one I watched.
exactly.
Us too.
All right. Gary says that viruses jump around, and the one in the computer you don't want can sometimes get in your brain. If it gets to your head, there's no telling what could happen. And this is in the days. I mean, a computer virus would have been a big fucking deal back then because, like, there was lots of computers that could damage everything. But I remember viruses being more of a big deal in, like, the early 2000s. Well, I use Macintosh. I've been using Macintosh since 2004, so look, I didn't deal with any of that shit. But Ben, do you remember that PC we had that was like getting all slow and shit from the stuff I downloaded on Napster or
ME.
like yeah, it had Windows
sure
Me
it
on
had
it. Windows
nothing to
Me
do
was a
with
fucking piece of shit
Porn you
operating
guys were
system.
looking up.
Well, when you were like, throw it away, we'll get something else. What I took it and factory restored it, and really all I did was play Diablo on it.
Oh, Diablo 2, right?
Yeah, Diablo 2, and
I remember also big like The Sims. That was a really big
see,
game.
I wasn't a
of
huge
2000s.
fan of The Sims.
Sally just
My
killing people on
sister
it.
loves The Sims.
It's
like,
fun.
She's a closet Sims person. I guarantee you, she has every one.
Well,
but
the only
you
thing
would
we hated
never
about
know
like
it.
The Sims 2 and all expansion packs was the fact that the game never ends. There's never an end goal. You just keep building shit and
You
buying
just
stuff
live.
and killing people.
You just live.
Yeah.
Hand me Bob Ross.
Bob Ross is behind me.
I was wondering where he went.
He's right there. Bob Ross.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
Ben got me this Bob Ross figurine of Christmas, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We need some words of encouragement.
He's like our podcast
Oh,
mascot.
here you go.
There are no accidents.
Oh, I dropped it.
Damn.
I dropped it.
Don't do that to Bob.
I know.
You break his bobblehead.
And you know that same message has been on the podcast before.
It has, so we need another one.
I think he has like 20 of them.
This is my bravery test, the 2-inch brush. I can relate to that.
The first scene within the actual story, there's a shot in the school, and there's a cross and bones on a computer screen saying "extreme danger." When the fuck did you ever see this warning screen on a computer?
Never. Not even playing Minesweeper.
Not ever.
Yeah, that's completely true. I was thinking, like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like one of those like bleeping error messages you see in like spy movies and stuff. Well, then that doesn't last long because the next scene is an alarm clock in some kid's bedroom. He picks something off the floor. It's just in the basket. It's basketball net's like by a
it's
window.
this foam basketball that he just like. He's got rolled up socks, and then he grabs the basketball, tosses it, and makes it in the basket.
Wait. Are we just going to skip over the teacher?
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, how much in it?
But then how did we already get to the skull and crossbones on the computer?
There was no
Because-
we only saw the back of him.
Yeah.
There was no person in that.
It was
in
a
the shot.
mystery on who was
Yeah.
doing the virus.
What the hell was I just gonna mention? Oh, the actor playing this kid. Did he look familiar?
Yes, he's been in a couple now.
He was in Christmas Clown. That was the
Yeah.
one I thought that was on. Yeah, I thought it was a
I
pretty
did
good child
think he
actor, by
looked
the way.
familiar.
We meet sister, and his parents are questioning. I think they have like 4 bedrooms in the house, and it's like a
One bathroom,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
all fighting over.
It's a really
The-
nice house for one bathroom.
The actor's name is Simon Lewis, by the way. He was on Working Mom, CS Miami, Goosebumps, Avonlea, and yeah, of course, in Crimson Clown episode.
I loved Avonlea.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, we let our mom watch it all the
Yeah,
time.
Mom loved it.
Yeah, she's a big even the Anakin Gables thing.
Yeah. They're actually, I think they're remaking that shit.
They had a cartoon series with it a few years ago.
What?
Yeah.
Aunt Hetty from Avonlea was Professor McGonagall on Harry Potter.
I thought you
Well, I know
were
she's dead now.
I thought you were going to say Miss Trunchable.
Yeah, she was in her 80s or something like that.
Maggie Smith died.
Look it up real quick. It can come back to me. So I wanted to establish this part here. The one of the parents asked Simon if he needs, or Simon's fucking real name. He's playing a guy named Christopher. They asked him if he needed to ride to school. He said, "What's wrong with the bike? Got a flat tire." He said, "No, just take
Ian's bike.
No, wait, this is Simon. He's played by Christopher Redmond. Evan. So Evan's his brother.
No.
Wait, why? What is he then?
Evan is his friend.
Then why the fuck's his bike in the front yard?
It's not.
Yeah, it is. He said he's gonna take it. He's
yeah,
like,
but
goes
he-
outside. It's like right there.
He like shows up.
Maybe they're next door neighbors.
Well,
They don't say brothers though. In the
okay,
thing,
well
that's what I was saying.
here's my problem with it.
Mhm.
So the mom offers the sister a ride, and the dad says, "What's wrong with the bus?" Right?
No, it says what's wrong with the bike.
No,
It says bike.
not for the daughter. Not for the daughter.
Did you watch a different version than I did?
No.
Okay.
When they asked the son,
She's not dead.
they said, "What's wrong with the bike?" And they said that they have a flat tire.
It says years.
If there's a
active.
flat tire, he says, "I'll just take Ian's bike."
All right. Well, they gets a fucking bike. It goes to school.
No, here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. Here's what I'm trying to build up to. All right. If he's got a flat tire on the bike, why doesn't he just take the fucking bus?
Yeah, or find a pump real quick. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, right?
But no, we're going to steal our friend / neighbor / brother or whatever the fuck he is. He has to be a friend or a neighbor. He can't be a brother or else he would have been in this breakfast scene.
Maybe he wasn't hungry.
Get out of here.
Anyway, so they apparently don't live very far because Simon takes the bike right to school and Eva's chasing him. He shows up a little bit late, but
He
Not too
shows up
much.
a lot of late.
I liked how he just gets to the bike rack and doesn't put a lock on anything. It's like just there.
Yeah, it's not his bike. Fuck it.
Well, someone plays a prank on little Evan here because he switches the lock on his locker. Like, so I guess he knew the combination already, right? Do you remember what happens after that, Ben?
Yeah, he opens it up and all his shit falls out. Then he tries to ask that girl.
Yeah, Sonia, I think her name is. All right, Ben, the guy's name is Evan Lewis. They had the same last name on IMB.com. They're brothers. Or maybe a cousin.
That's dumb. They really put the last name
Yeah.
on both of them, and they never established it.
Maybe it's the editor of Wikipedia, maybe or IMDb. Maybe they thought that was brothers as well.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Well, Evan says that their science teacher Poe has the game ready.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well, the girl goes with Simon.
Simon.
Yeah.
And he ends up going late to class and getting in trouble in class because he was late.
Oh,
because Simon's
I
dumb.
didn't write anything down for that part because I thought it was like disposable. I didn't think it was like actually needed.
No.
Their science teacher Poe has this new video game which they go experiment with. I thought Poe looked like Pauly Shore at first.
I thought he looked like Weird Al.
No, yeah, from UHF almost, like same
Yeah.
get up he wears.
I thought he looked like every Burnout Island vacation guy in every movie that tries to sell you pot.
You know what movie I really hated back in the 2000s was Club Dread. It was the same guys who put out Super Troopers.
I didn't like that one much either.
I didn't think they were funny. That was comedy troupe, but I just didn't get the humor in it.
Some of their stuff I liked okay. Some of it I felt like they were trying too hard.
He says he has a virtual reality based game.
Can I just say, am I the only one that noticed in his classroom there are these huge fucking gears in the back?
No, I felt like they tried really hard to make it look like everything was really high tech, but it really just
There are these huge ass gears in the background, and I put, what the fuck are these? What the fuck are these huge gears for in Weird Al's class?
Well, I was thinking like virtuality. I think is still in infancy. It was really, really big for people to talk about in the '90s, but never took off. And even nowadays, like we have these virtual reality things on iPhone and things you get with your computer, but they're not like household items.
Wait, you're telling me the Virtual Boy wasn't a success?
My first time using that Virtual Boy was at Toys R Us when it first came out, and it hurt my eyes for like 2 minutes, so I stopped. And
Christopher has some virtual headset that like hooks to his phone or something. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy was fucking terrible.
yeah, this guy's lies go across the fucking screen. It looks like Tron.
It's red and black.
I've been thinking about buying one just to experiment with it a little bit. I was also thinking about that '90s Aerosmith video that had virtual reality in it. I think it was amazing. Like guys like building his own girl and stuff.
Amazed. I don't
Not
know.
amazing.
I don't remember the video.
Well, he asked in the chair. Simon asked asked Poe where the controls are. And he says it's all in the mind. And there's this like a giant headset that comes down.
That headset, that helmet. What did that remind you of?
A virtual reality helmet.
Really? You didn't have anything for that?
No.
Baby, what about you?
Sorry, one more time.
What did that helmet remind you of?
I'm not sure.
Oh shit, we've already talked about it, and
I'm sure.
And we're not afraid of the dark. It looks like the helmet from Rick Moranis in Honey I Shrunk the Kids
when with
he
all the
Oh,
little
yeah,
things
I'm
clicking down.
yeah, when he's looking for the kids in the backyard.
Yes.
Well, there's a strange scene here that happens where Poe gets a PA call. It says the president wants to talk. The president wants to talk to you. He says, "I don't like dealing with the government. It's a lot of paperwork." The president called him directly.
Mm-hmm.
He asks about what kind of various adventure he wants. One's neither round table or dinosaurs.
Or space.
Yep.
The final frontier.
Well, it sets it up. He gets hit by the virus, and he does some control things. Maybe control alt delete or something like that. It turns to a happy face. inside of Simon's brain. He goes back to the beginning at 7:30 in the morning. Says it's all a dream. Then he throws the little Nerf basketball, and somehow this fucking Nerf ball
Breaks
can-
the window.
yeah.
I put that too. I said a foam ball couldn't break a window.
He goes out of his door, no one's to be found. He hears voices, something, okay, a different dimension. He's seeing like static images and stuff. And he hears mom's voice. I like the bike moving. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, down the hallway.
Yeah, he unplugs the alarm clock. It's still going on. It was his dad's office, which has a computer in it. And turning around, there's a really, really creepy looking midget.
You don't call them midgets; it's little people.
All right, let's talk about this guy.
Munchkins.
Let's talk about this guy real quick.
He's got testicles on his head.
Yeah,
Does.
the actor's name is Paul Gallant. He was also on that show Big Wolf on Campus. You know, I was also thinking about that movie I haven't seen in forever, Dead Man on Campus, with Mark who plays Zach on Saved by the Bell. You know that movie, Ashley?
I don't remember the movie, but I feel like I can remember his name.
All right, so another thing I need to mention
Mark.
is Paul Gallant is currently in jail.
Oh,
Yeah, I found an article up in the show notes. He just got busted for child porn.
oh!
It says was
Seems
psychologist.
to be going around.
Well, he
Fucking sickos out there.
the article says he was looking up porn for 6 hours a day for a long time and turned to child pornography charges. So yeah,
15 months,
Yeah.
huh?
Gee, really?
yeah, it's right here. I found proof. This is
Well,
this
I mean,
article
I
was
see it, but
this article
15
is this month.
months?
15 months. Well, I mean, it's got to be a shorter sentence because he's shorter.
I don't know.
Look, he can identify with children because he's a little person.
I'm just saying.
That's just
please,
full of
if it's gonna be that shortest sentence, put him in general population.
Oh, you said short sentence because he's short, baby. I see what
well,
you're
no,
doing
I said
here.
it because 15
He's
months
got a
is
little-
way too short for that.
Because he's got a little pud too.
Simon has come about it. And then the virus says it's not his house. He's in cyberspace. The virus tells he's still in the game, but the rules have changed. And he starts typing a bunch of shit.
Why'd you tell us there's child porn and now everything's cyberspace? We're gonna be
Because
thinking
I
of
talk
child
about the
porn.
actors, what the actors are doing
Oh
right now.
no!
I haven't heard anybody use the term
Apparently whacking
cyberspace
into
in a while, by the way.
child porn.
He's surfing the web.
Does anybody use that term anymore?
I just did.
Surfing the
Sur-
web or
yeah.
whacking it?
Surfing the web and cyberspace. I don't know who
I
else.
mean,
I don't
they
hear anybody
might.
say World Wide Web because the internet and the World Wide Web were different at different points in time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still put www in front of shit.
The internet is the internet used to be just computers connected to each other. The World Wide Web is when you go to look up things.
Oh.
I avoided saying Google there because Google didn't exist until the mid 2000s. He says he can get out of the game, but it'll still stay inside his brain, and it will take him to the real world where he can really fuck shit up. He says, "Look at his hand." Do you remember what this thing's called, guys? What was on his hand?
I was calling it a USB port.
That's not
So
USB.
not.
That's
what I was-
a
when I
serial
was-
port.
When I was doing my notes,
Mm.
but one of the notes I made was that is one of the worst. Sorry, that was one of the worst makeups in the whole series that I've seen.
I didn't
That
think
was
it was
terrible. I
I-
could have done better with like Elmer's glue and tissues. We watch a lot of Face Off. I'm sorry, I'm judgy.
That's true. We do watch a lot of Face Off.
I thought this line was good here because the virus says he can escape, but he only has 10 minutes. He says there's a clock going on there. I laughed at that part. Back in reality, Poe says there's no virus. And I think it kicks him out because he gets out of the virtual reality chair. Then we see these gates are locked in the schools. Evan is now with Sonia. It's like alternate reality. The science teacher, that teacher earlier, Simon's at the door, and full front, just boxers right there. I think it was the first time we saw underwear in Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Yeah.
Might be.
There were some pretty creepy shots there as well because they're doing like little close-ups on the kids' faces, just laughing at him. That was creative. He runs back out of the classroom, and he's back in his clothes now. The virus intimidates him, says he only has 5 minutes left Then he goes outside, and there's like Oliver, director, lock on that bike is like really oversized. Things are just blowing out of proportion on purpose for this over top episode. Evan admits that he is the one that put the virus in. He's on like this webcam thing that's like really, really good looking for like early 90s. Because I remember, Ben, did you have that Game Boy camera?
No, I never had that.
But you know it looked like shit, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's kind of the quality I think when I think 90s webcam. He says he wants an apology. Evan says that wasn't supposed to happen, and the abort code is locked. Says he can abort from within, but he needs the code. Says but then the connection goes down.
He said it's my
He got calm out.
All right. I'm glad you remember that.
Yeah.
He thinks about it. He thinks about the lock code. But I was like, why did he just fucking know that was the
combination? Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. He is by the computer, but gets locked in there. And then this virus takes off of this glove, and we see the port. But the serial connectors on his port don't match the one on Simon's hands, so it won't connect.
My issue is that little motherfucker has been typing on computers and shit in this episode.
It has no fingers.
Yeah, and like he takes off the glove, and it's just that connector under the glove. Motherfucker, you've been typing with it the whole time, and it's just this floppy ass connector piece that fills out a whole fucking glove.
That's a good point.
That's dumb.
Now back to the kid's hand, and you might want to pull this up if you don't recall. When he wakes up the first time,
Oh yeah,
like he looks at his hand and okay, I'm good. It's not
there's
there.
no connector.
But then when a couple minutes later things are crazy, he looks and it's there all of a sudden.
Wait, so you're saying that the absolute first scene of the
When he wakes up out of the virtual thing, he does not have the connector in his hand.
That was the first thing he checked for, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Go further.
Wakes up. There's the ball.
No,
when
not
he
there.
comes out of the whatever.
Oh, that's really soon. All right, so his dad's knocking on the door. And actually, that's the bathroom door. The sister's been there for 20 minutes, putting makeup on or something. That's a big old bathroom, by the way. All right. So,
see? All right. What's wrong with the bus? You see what I said there?
Oh, I didn't catch that. Yeah, I was more paying attention to the guy at the bowl cut. Taking the. What was that? And I saw his hand.
No. Keep going.
All right.
When he wakes up out of virtual reality,
go
out
further.
Of virtual
reality. I said the first one. You're like, yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah, like when he comes.
Out of it.
All right. So there's a Renegade virus looking evil. Yeah, this looks like a ball sack. What I said.
It does. I told you, he's Mars Attacks meets Munchkin Land.
All right, I found the lock scene.
What do you mean?
Oh, this is like 20 minutes in this episode.
Nope, go back. You went too far.
When the teacher, and the kid are in the room.
Yeah, he's looking at his left hand.
Literally 2 fucking minutes later, there it is.
All right, that was a good goof you caught. Gave props on that one, Ben.
It wasn't just me. It was Ashley as well.
You know, when I first thought of this episode, I thought we were going to rip it apart just like Finn Place, just because it's pretty over the top.
I did make a note how I love like the 90s version of super or like futuristic
computer.
Like he was saying with the gears, and then they had the swimmy guy up there and their like version of computer virtual reality.
I'll be honest, I fucking hate this episode.
I can't remember which episode it is later on, but some kid like blatantly uses the internet, and it is very, very 90s looking, obviously.
I'm sure.
Well,
I also found it kind of interesting that it was the nice boy that like did the shit.
Yeah, you know, I only have like two more things for this in my show notes.
Teacher's like life work, and this kid came and planted a virus just to get back at his friend.
So he finally gets tied up in the fucking chair. He's able to press he puts the code in and destroy it, and it's after pressing the key to continue. He finally gets the point, and then the virus goes away. Evan says he did it for revenge, but Simon says he's going to give him a ride home on the bike. And at the end, we see a janitor pushing a bucket, some creepy sounds, and then we see the virus hand come up. So how the fuck did he get in the real world if they just got rid of him?
Right.
Stupid. It's supposed to be some kind of cliffhanger, but they should have just let it die.
Gary threatens to put a virus on Tyler's computer. And I was thinking there also, Who the fuck had 2 computers in the house? In the
That's
middle
what I
of
was
the
gonna
90s?
say too. Like, we only had one computer in the house.
Yeah, everybody
I
had to share
didn't
it.
have any.
I mean, even to the
Well, until like 99, 2000.
yeah, early 2000s is when I actually got my own laptop and stuff. But it was very uncommon for anybody to have multiple computers in the house unless you were
Magic
filthy
Shop
rich.
must be doing well.
Yeah. All right. So Ben hated this episode. Ashley, what do you think?
I don't feel like it was one of their better ones.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I remember it. I that virus is really memorable looking just because that fucking summer
yeah.
ball sack on his top of his fucking head. And
He was really over the top. I had a hard time taking anything seriously from the time he started talking because he was so animated and so like I don't know. He was a lot.
yeah. Well,
What do they say now? Extra
we had the Quiet Librarian coming up.
fun.
I haven't talked to Ben or Ashley about this episode, by the way. I want to wait till we record.
You know how many pages of notes we have for this? None.
Wait, for Renegade or Quiet Librarian?
Quiet Library.
All right.
We
Well,
tried.
yeah, we're going to try as we go along. But thanks again, everybody. You know the drill. Instagram, Facebook,
Patreon.
Yeah, YouTube now.
Comments. Any of any kind. Comments.
Love you. Love us back.
Yeah, best idea is to give us a 1-star review. I mean, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, just at least say fucking something. I don't care. I don't care at all. Just comment on something. Like Facebook, I get the thumb button is very, very tempting. So is that heart button on Instagram. But a comment is very personal, and we like personal around here.
You know, I had a funny comment someone made about our Instagram a few weeks ago. I forget who it was, but they said, I didn't know you were a podcast. I'm like, what the fuck? It says it in the description. We have previews for every single episode where we say podcast. And like we haven't done it today, but we often post pictures of us recording in the studio. So how the fuck did you know we're a podcast?
I liked when we live streamed at one point, and someone's like, "Why are you cussing?"
Why are the guys cussing?
Oh,
I
what are
was
you
like,
talking
wait, do you
about?
Not watch us?
Yeah, I said, have you listened to our show at all? It says a disclaimer at most of these show descriptions. Get ready for adult humor, high amount of profanity, probably
Adult
insensitive.
situations.
Yeah, insensitive jokes. Sometimes towards cultures or age, things that are not politically correct.
We talk shit. We don't mean any harm, but we talk shit. It's all in good fun.
True, everybody's so too sensitive.
Although one of the best comments I think came from our cousin who said he never watched the show, but he loved our podcast just because he liked the caption, the jokes and stuff. So
Was that Brian?
yeah.
I liked it.
Cool. All right, we'll see everybody next week for the Quiet Librarian.